The next item, item number 6, is under administration, and that is the strategic plan update. And the purpose is to obtain council direction on their strategic priorities for the next 3 years. We have a presentation by Mr. Chris Scholberg, the Acting Director of Culture, Heritage and Strategic Relationships, and Mr. Philip Cooper, the Communications Manager. Gentlemen.
All right. Good evening. So tonight we're going to quickly walk through the updated strategic plan, and of course all of you are in a strong position to know very intimately what this document's all about. So maybe I'll just speak more for those of us that have joined us tonight on where we are with this particular document and what the next steps look like. So as you know, the strategic plan as it was originally written expired in 2015, and that puts you in a position of having to come up with a new or updated vision for the remainder of your term. So you have been meeting over the last several months to review what was done before, and about 3 or 4 weeks ago you had an update from staff walking us through all of the different achievements and successes that were done with that plan. And tonight we're going to just quickly walk through the updated version for the remaining time of 2016 through 2018. So there's a chart up on the wall or up on the slide, and at the top we have the official Nanaimo vision from official community plan, and below that there is the City of Nanaimo corporate strategic plan, and that's the item we're talking about tonight. Within that document there are a total of 5 values. 4 of those values remain as recorded in the original strategic plan from 2012-2015. There's been an additional value added called active lifestyle, and that's on the far right-hand side. Below that, there are 5 council priorities, and these items are reasonably new. They're drawn from conversations both amongst yourselves and the community as a whole. But the main and most important thing here, as in addition to having a title, they now have thorough definitions. So when you read the update plan, each of these has been defined as having some substance. And of course, you were involved in that conversation. Finally, below that, there are a listing of 5 projects and 2 initiatives. And I think for the purpose of where you're going and where you wish to head, this is where the substance is. This is where certainly the public will see work undertaken, and that's divided into the items that are listed there. I'll quickly read them out. There's a project involving number 1 Port Drive, South Downtown Waterfront, Bedman Park Facilities Redevelopment Master Plan, Sports and Entertainment Center, Waterfront Walkway, and the Georgia Avenue Pedestrian Cycling Bridge. In addition to that, there are 2 initiatives, the property acquisition and affordable housing. So before you is a staff report containing a recommendation, and I believe that would probably cover it off from my perspective. Chris, did you have anything you wanted to add?
No, I didn't have anything additional to add.
Thank you. Thank you very much. There's a staff recommendation on page 14. Can we have a mover and a seconder for 1 and 2 to get it on the floor? I'll move. Councillor Fuller, seconded by Councillor Pratt. Thank you. Discussion. Councillor Beswick.
Thank you. Thank you very much. A couple of comments and then an opinion. My comments would be that the work that's been engaged in the first 6 months of this year is commendable. The amount and volume of effort that's gone into the detail and the analytics and the information that's contained in here for the future of our community is and has been absolutely imperative. Staff bringing us together as a council to have a common goal and objective that we can actually have literal in front of us for things to work on and work toward in making our community a more vibrant and responsible place to do what we love to do right here in Nanaimo. Will this undertaking be a work in progress and be fluid? I'm certain that it is. There's 5 major projects that have been identified. It doesn't put the other projects that have been discussed previously somewhere else. They haven't been parched off somewhere else. But this gives us direction. And this to me is what we're supposed to be doing. This to me is leadership. This to me is identifying the things that we think we may be delinquent or deficient in our infrastructure of facilities and other activities that we would all like to have our children and our children's children. This to me is a huge document and a huge statement, the strategic plan. And I just want the couple of comments, as I said, and an opinion. We weren't thinking that we were going to be able to get here in June, 6 months ago. We weren't thinking that we could do a core services review, a strategic plan, have that stewardship and leadership and the guidance to get to where we are right now. And now the rubber is going to hit the road. Now we have to roll up the sleeves and really, really get to work. But trust me that the work that's been done to get us here, I think sets us up for this council to work diligently towards some common goals in the greater good of our community. And that, to me, is why we're here. And I just want to commend and say thank you and compliments to those people that have worked a heck of a lot harder and put more time and energy and resources into this than I have. But I really like the report. I really like where we're going. And I look forward to getting to work on the good stuff now. So thanks very much for everything that's been done, and I'll be supporting both recommendations.
Thank you, Councillor Kep.
Oh, thank you very much. I'd be amiss to not tell the public that's here tonight that we are going to have a town hall. That's part of the motion tonight in front of us. We're going to have a town hall to have public input. We've added the one value to what we had from a strategic plan before. And I'd like to say that I think it's this is the special projects that the community's looked at and talked to council about over the years. And like Councillor Bestwick, and I'll parrot some of her words, it is a direction that we're taking, and it is giving us the ability to focus and have staff focus on some of the issues that we believe are our values and some of the priorities. And I'm quite happy that we're moving this forward, and it come very quickly when we sat down and did a long session on what we thought about for our community. So I'm pleased with the motion that has come forward, and I have to commend staff for the workshops we've had and the time they've spent with us. And I like the rising sun. That was nice. Thank you. I thought that was the end of Councillor Bestwick's speech.
Thank you, Councillor Thorpe.
Thank you, Chair. Yes, I also would like to acknowledge the work that staff has put into helping council come to this point, and I certainly agree with Councillor Bestwick and Councillor Kip. This is an extremely important document. I'm just really enthused that we have gotten to this point, and it was not easy, and it took several day-long sessions, but they were collaborative. They involved good discussion, and I think this is clear. I think it's crisp, and I really like personally the community values, especially adding the fifth one. As was mentioned, I like the priorities and the projects. And again, as Councillor Bestwick indicated, that's not to say that other projects will disappear, but we have identified projects that we really want to focus on, and this is council moving forward and starting to do things for the benefit of this community. So I'm very excited about this. Again, thanks to staff for their time in helping us with it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Hong.
Thank you. I also wanted to congratulate staff on the amount of work that was actually put in this year. It's been a challenging year, that's for sure. We did a core review, which was phenomenal. You know, we got this strategic update done. We're doing community committee restructuring. We got corporate restructuring going on within this year. It's been a lot of work for staff. I wish we had got this part done actually last year, but I'm happy that we did get it done in at the speed that we did. So I will support the recommendations. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor Fuller.
Yeah, I too have to really thank staff for the amount of work that they put in on this. And, you know, as people read in the papers, our staff levels are down from what they have been in the past, but it shows you the quality of staff that we do have and that they've been able to put this together in such a short amount of time. You also have to thank council for the amount of work that they've done. I mean, you know, we have done several full day sessions and other sessions and really gotten into it, and it's been a phenomenal process. I think this council is doing a great job. A year and a half in, and we've had a core review. We're doing our strategic plan, our strategic priorities. Governance is changing. Staffing is changing. Committees are changing. We've accomplished a heck of a lot in the last year and a half. So don't believe everything you read, because this is a fantastic council to be sitting on. Sure, we have our problems, but this is a great council. And I am really looking forward to the town hall when other people can come and give feedback on what we are doing with the strategic plan and our priorities. That's big for me, is the community involvement. I love seeing so many people out in the audience here too. And thank you to the public for your feedback as well.
Thank you, Councillor Pratt.
Thank you. Well, I am really relieved that we now finally have a strategic plan, some strategic direction. It's ours. It's this council's. It makes sense to me, and so I'm very pleased to have this document that we can now guide our work from. It sets out some rather lofty goals, I think, and it won't all happen overnight. It may not happen in our term, but it's a start. Some of these goals are long-term goals. They're not going to happen right away, but the start of them is going to happen during our tenure, and having them start is a good thing. There's lots left to do. We've been working so hard over the last while, and there's a lot left to do, and it doesn't have to do with the strategic plan so much now as the core review. We certainly have to put our minds to that as well and have a look at it and decide how we're going to implement or not the recommendations that are there. I've had a lot of discussion with people in the community regarding both the strategic plan and the core review. And what I would say to the public is we're working on it, and to be patient. This is all stuff that takes a long time to do. It's not easy work, but it's good work, and it will lay a wonderful foundation for our community. So thanks to staff, a lot of hard work. You've managed to corral the cats and get us all together and get us on the same page, and that's a good thing. And it wasn't an easy thing to do either, so thank you.
Thank you, Councillor Brennan.
Thank you, Your Worship. Well, I too would like to recognize the work of everyone involved in this. It has been a long time coming, and it involves the work of this council and councils that came before us. And I truly believe the saying that we stand on the shoulders of those who come before us. And in this instance, I think the work that we have all done really needs to be commended. I'm very interested in hearing the community's response to the priorities that we have set. And my question to the community when they speak to us and tell us, I want to know, have we got this right? Is this how you want to see us move forward? Are these the priorities that you can support? So that will be a good discussion we'll have with the community. So the work isn't finished. The next step is the consultation, and I look forward to that as much as I looked forward to getting this work done to the point where it is today.
Thank you. I also want to echo Councillor Bestwick's thoughts with respect to the fact this is just the start. Many of these projects have more questions unanswered than answered, and there's a lot of due diligence that will have to be done over the course of time in order to have the buy-in from the community that these are the projects that they want to see move forward. There were just under 50 specific projects that have been identified over the last 5 years that the community would like to see the city take on. So there's a lot of work yet to be done, and a lot of discovery yet to be done. Councillor Yoachim.
Thank you. I totally like to echo majority of the speakers and state that really pleased we'll be able to get some work done. We've got a lot of work done lately, considering when I first started this term, dealing with a lot of nonsense. So when we put the nonsense to the side, or the chaos someone created, we can get some real hard work done. And we've got a lot of hard work done. I'd like to thank Ms. Samra. Wish you were here from the beginning of my term. We got a lot of stuff done in your short tenure. So I'd like to thank you for that. And of course, that list isn't going to please everybody, but it's a good start. And there's going to be people who like pieces of it or this or that, but nonetheless, we're going to make the city better in Nanaimo. And I look forward to enhancing and being supportive. And good work by everyone. And it's a good vision. I'm really pleased we got down to some governance and strategic planning and implementing this now. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I see no further speakers. By consent of council, I've heard nobody wanting to separate the two items. Councillor Brennan?
I don't want to separate the two items. I'm happy to see them go ahead, but I would like to ask staff a question that I've been asked. Is the consultation that we're going to have with the community, the town hall, are we expecting to have more than one, or is it just one kick at the can?
I actually sent council an email today with some of the options, seeking your feedback on how many engagement sessions that you want. The thing that I draw your attention to is that I was seeking your feedback, so looking at a couple e-town halls over the summer.
So
supplemental?
Well, in that instance, perhaps I will ask for the recommendation to be done in seriatim, so that if we did want to add to the piece on the town halls, we could do that. So could we have it in seriatim?
No issue with separating them now? Okay, thank you. So we'll vote on number 1 first, which is to receive the new draft strategic plan titled Strategic Plan Update 2016 to 2019, included as Attachment A. So that's been moved and seconded. So any discussion on that one? I see none. Call the question. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion carries. The next item.